Hi, loves. Okay. Okay, it's early. I am about to work out. I wanted to make this video because of late I've been making, should I go that way? Yeah, I'll go this way. I'm feeling very happy right now, but I definitely wanted to do a video about self-care. And lately in a lot of my videos I've been putting hashtag self-care. And I said, okay, well, I'm really into this whole self-care thing of late. So I wanted to talk in more detail about what I think self-care means to me. And I'm sure along my journey, until I'm basically dead one day, I'm sure that for the rest of my life, I will add to that definition of what self-care means to me, because, life is a long journey, as I've been saying in other videos, like some people, well, typically in Western society, people hate to age and get older. And I love it. Like, I love it because the wisdom, the knowledge, the insight, the things, like as you get older, when you're super young, you have no idea about, like, you just don't comprehend it, and then until you age every year. Oh, this is a nice bench. Should I just sit here, you all? I'm just gonna sit here. I am at a beautiful park, and it's it's beautiful out here. Before I start my day, work, chores, all the nine, I'm gonna get some nature. And this is part of my self-care, you all. Look at this beautiful, oh my god, I have got to show you this view. Like, oh my god, if I could just have I swear, like, I love it. I mean, I love it. This is a part of my self-care, is spending time with Mother Earth, nature, listening to the birds, listening to the trees, even the wind blow, and get insight, get downloads, maybe even ask questions out loud and then get answers back. But yeah, leaving off from where I jumped, following up from where I left off a couple seconds ago, I was talking about wisdom. And even though as you grow up, people can tell you a bunch of things, to really comprehend and then apply the knowledge and the information you've gotten is something completely different than living it. You see what I'm saying? And so for me, at least for me, every single year that I've gotten older, I love it because I know so much about life. I have so much more insight about what's important and what's really, long lasting and worth your time versus what's not. And when you're super young, you don't really have that information like you think you do, even though you're very careless and carefree and having lots of fun, until life smacks you in the face, until something happens to somebody you love or whatever, or, whatever that could be, people pass away or tragedies or whatever, or a world event like the pandemic, a war or a pandemic, things like that happen on a big scale. And then you're like, whoa, people are actually affected. It's not just this perfect utopia world. You don't really understand how deep and complex life is. Life is very complex. People are very complex, very complex. I was just thinking yesterday, like, all of us, no matter what you do on the side for work, or no matter, what your strengths are when it comes to work, you're dealing with different personalities all the time, especially if you're online, like, a lot of us are, whether it's just for kicks and giggles or you actually, work with other people, what I'm saying, across the aisle, like, workshops, events, stuff like that. What I realize is that we deal with different personalities every day, whether it's the grocery store, whether it's, new friends, like it could be anything. Everybody has a different personality, and to get to the point in life where you can deal with anybody's personality and understand them and see them is massive. And it's not just people skills, it's empathy, it's sympathy, it's being able to understand where the person's coming from, whether you agree with them or not. It's about trying to connect the dots. You see what I'm saying? And so that within itself makes life complex, because not everybody wants to do that. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has the patience. I would say the patience to want to care about other people's feelings, or want to care about getting along with people. Like it's so much deeper than just like, hi, how are you? Like, you know, life is very complex. Life is very, very complex. So, you know, give yourself more credit. Like, you know, I think we all, especially in times like this, we have to give ourselves more credit, because it's a lot to take on. You know, it's a lot to take on, and it's online and offline. It's you know, with close relationships and with strangers. Like, it's about having the tone and having the grace to try to see where someone else is coming from, and get along, and help, and all these other components that in life, you already have your own household to deal with. You already have your own life to deal with. And then on top of that, you know, you add friends to the mix, you add relationships to the mix, you add parents to the mix, you add great-grandparents to the mix, you add all these things, customers, this, that, business partner. You add all these different types of relationships, and you have to make it work. You know what I'm saying? You have to make it work, and you have to figure out how you can bring your best self every time. I did put on sunscreen, but you know, it's spring, but it feels like summer. This feels like summer to me, honey. This heat don't feel like spring. This feels like summer heat. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, in this video, I want to talk a little bit about self-care, what self-care means to me. Can I put my bottle on the floor? I don't know if it's safe, because it's not really that secure. So self-care for me means, in addition to, you know, nurturing, different types of relationships, I think self-care means to me that you're able to acknowledge your own needs, acknowledge your own wants. And yes, I would definitely say, you know, you do have to put yourself first, because if you don't put yourself first, then you begin to see different holes and different traps and different bumps in the road more than usual. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, let's say for an example, you're a mother, right? I'm not a mother, thank God, but there's people out here who are mothers, right? God bless you. Okay, you're a mom. Now, as a mom, and you have your kids, you gotta be 10 toes down every day, right? As soon as you get up, you gotta be present. You know, if your baby, especially if your baby's crying, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to jump, spring into action, help that child. And babies don't even speak English. You know what I'm saying? Babies don't have a language. And you have to decode and interpret, okay, what is this baby saying? And what can I do to help this child? You see what I'm saying? So that's more of an extreme example. But what I'm saying is, like, even as a mother, or whatever role it is that you have in your life, let's say, for example, let's go back to the mother example. Let's say, for example, the mother is exhausted, right? Depleted, has no energy in the tank. There's nothing going on. Like, they have no energy. How are they supposed to help that newborn child, baby? You know what I'm saying? How are they supposed to help that baby if they are running on caffeine, and they're a mess, they're a hot mess, you know, and there's 1,000 things messed up in the house, then, you know, like, you're basically a headless chicken. You see what I'm saying? But a more extreme example of self-care in terms of, like, being there for other people, is like, you have to be able to say, okay, you know what, I may have this child I got to take care of, I may have this job I have to go to, I may have all these things on my list I got to do, but guess what, I'm gonna take this 5 minutes right here to myself. I'm gonna sit here with my coffee or my tea, and I'm gonna put on some relaxation music, or I'm gonna turn on the TV, even if it's for 5 minutes, and I'm gonna put myself in high esteem, because without me, that baby cannot survive. Especially as a mother, like, if you're not on your A game, if you're not pumped and primed, you see what I'm saying, to take on the day, then the child's gonna be hungry, the house is gonna be a mess. If you stay at home mom or whatever, you do. So that's just like an example. So let's take out the kids out of the equation. Let's take out all that out of the equation. Okay, you're a single person, right? You just got you. Okay, so which means, okay, you're building a business, or, you have a very, very stressful job, or you have more than one job, or, you have a side hustle, two side hustles, and a full-time like myself. Okay, you're working all the time, nonstop. Okay, a part of self-care, I'm giving different examples. Another part of self-care is saying, okay, you know what? I realize that I am stressed out. I realize right now that I'm going 100 miles per hour to crash, and I'm sleep deprived. My head's running. I can't get time to work out. I can't get time to sleep early. I can't get time to get my nails or my hair done. You know what I'm saying? So a part of self-care in that sense, because there's many different examples, but as part of self-care in that sense is saying, okay, you know what, I want to take some time for myself, because if I feel run down, if I don't feel in tip-top shape, then what I give to my colleagues, what I give to customers, what I give to the world is not going to be what I really want. And I'm going to feel either sad that I'm not in the place I want to be, or I'm going to feel like I am losing control of my life. So that is a huge part of it. So self-care can even run down to, I would say top of the list is health. Health is number one. Physical health, mental health is number one, clearly, in my opinion. That's how I see self-care for now, because it could change for me. And emotional health. Oh my goodness, yes. Emotional health, physical health, and emotional, physical, and mental. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? For sure. Like, those three top things that must be taken care of, which means, okay, let's give another example. You're texting your friends, right? Your friends are going through something, and the first person they reach out to is you. Okay, you're on standby, text or call, FaceTime, whatever, and you're like, okay, my friend's going through something, I'm gonna go call her at my lunch break, blah blah blah. But then it's like, okay, when you're going through something, you don't tell nobody else. You don't feel like you're worthy of expressing yourself. You don't feel you're worthy of being able to vent to somebody. Okay, that's a part of self-care as well. It's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? It's not just my friends or relatives that can come to me about what they're going through, but I can also go to them, and obviously somebody you trust. It can't just be just anybody, but it has to be somebody that you care about, that you feel is gonna listen to you, and be there for you. So self-care, plain and simple, means that you care about yourself. You care about yourself. You don't just care about the environment and your friends, and if you have children and your puppies, and you're last, every single time you're last on the list. Self-care means that you care about yourself enough to put yourself first and not last. And especially if you have kids, I think it's a little bit different, because if you have kids, they say your kids are first. So I'm not a mom yet. I'm not a mom, so I wouldn't know how that feels. But still, I still feel like you can still put yourself first, because if you don't, your kids are they're very intuitive. Kids, whether they can speak yet or not, are very intuitive, and they will pick up when there's an energy shift. When a baby is in a room full of strangers and starts crying, and they start getting agitated, but versus when the baby's in a room with their family, and there's soft music playing, and they're just quiet as a little lamb, because the baby can sense energy. The child can pick up energy. So even as a mother, if you are a mother watching me, still, like, you could still say, okay, you know what, I value myself enough to not be burnt out. We all know somebody out here who is there for everybody else, but not there for themselves. Even in a business sense, there is such a thing. I would say that there is such a thing. There definitely is such a thing as, even in business, being overzealous and very quick to jump on every single project, but then your health is depleting, and you're burnt out. That is also a real thing as well. Even if you don't have kids, you can still put it in a work sense where you are burnt out, and it's not until somebody acknowledges acknowledges that maybe something's wrong with you, or not until your friends ask you, are you okay, that you kind of stop and say, oh my God, like something is wrong. You know what I'm saying? I've not been there for myself. I've been there for work. I've been there for business. I've been there for my friends, but I've not been there for me. And that's a big part of success. That's a big part of living your life, I would say, in the correct way, in a prosperous way, in a wealthy way, is if you're putting yourself first. Like, I'll go even deeper. I'll go even deeper and say, so like when I first started my, they say spiritual journey, but I would just say it's a journey of life, to self-discovery, was when I really wanted to tap into my spiritual gifts. I really wanted to spend some time away from organized religion and go more into spirituality, because religion taught me about Jesus, God, but it didn't teach me about myself necessarily. You know, it's not that kind of thing where they're gonna tell you, you know, your likes, your dislikes, you know, where your strengths are. Like, that's not really what church is for, I would say, necessarily. It's more about your faith and about your belief in God. Anything is a bonus. Anything extra past that is a bonus. But I'm just saying that in the season that I was in my life, I was really not interested, and I wanted to kind of you know, go my own way. And it was necessary. Let me tell you, it was necessary. And I always believed in God. Even when I did that, I still believed in God. You guys know that. I told you all about that. But it was just more of a thing where it was a personal experience. It was a personal journey. It was a time in my life where I needed to just take some time to ask the big questions about life, ask the big questions about a lot of things that I felt like in that setting I could not do. You see what I'm saying? I could not really use my voice. Maybe it's changed now, but a couple years ago it was very, very hypocritical. You know, the church atmosphere was very hypocritical, and it wasn't good for my growth at all. So of course, naturally, you know, when I was like 18, 20, 21, yeah, I was like, you know what, I'm not really interested. I need to figure out myself. How can I figure out a Jesus if I can't even figure out, you know, my own life? Like, I can't even pay attention to myself. I need to know about more of me. I already know about Jesus. I need to know about more about me. You know what I'm saying? And just be in the wonder of life and enjoy life and not just be so rigid. So that's why I did that. And it was perfect timing, and it was exactly what I had to do. You know, I had to do that. Most definitely. No, like I said, no regrets, no mistakes. Like, every decision I made from 1821 was what I was supposed to do. And now, of course, going back in time, I could say I could have done this, I could have done that before the pandemic or whatever. But like, you can't go back in the past and fix anything. The past is the past. So a part of self-care is also acknowledging that the past is the past, and either you're going to grow from it or you're going to be stuck in it. That's a huge thing. Either you're going to grow and you're going to accept that, okay, this happened, and even if something hurt me or somebody hurt me, like, I'm either going to forgive and move on, or I'm going to let that person be poison to my life. I'm going to stay in unforgiveness. I'm going to stay in a stuck position. I'm going to stay stuck. And that's actually the current season that I think I'm in right now, is just weeding out the dry spots. You know what I'm saying? Weeding out things, habits, people that I don't think are benefiting me. You know what I'm saying? And putting a finality to that. Not saying, okay, when this person changes, no, like, it's like, no, like that's done with. And you know, even if it's just bad experiences, like, okay, either you're gonna grow from that or you're gonna be stuck from that. So for me, in this current season of my life, I love this little angle right here. It's so pretty. I can't tell if that's like a bridge or if that's just like a false bridge or false fence, because it's not connecting to anywhere. That's weird. Anyway, so for me, a part of self-care is also forgiving yourself and forgiving other people. Because when you forgive, honestly, people say, oh, it's forgive, you don't forget. You're not supposed to forget what somebody did to you. Listen, I choose to forget. Like, I don't have the emotional energy to forgive and remember. I don't care that badly. You know what I'm saying? So self-care it means a lot. It means a lot to me right now in this season, especially in my life. Self-care means you're on your P's and Q's. Basically, you're on your P's and Q's, and if you feel some kind of way about anybody or anything, you acknowledge it. You do not sweep it under the rug. You do not say that, oh, I'm being dramatic, like everything that you feel, you're taking responsibility for. To me, self-care is like a harmonious handshake to responsibility. You're taking responsibility for your own life, regardless of who hurt you, regardless of what life is bringing your way, regardless of injustice and all types of other things in your life. It's about saying, you know what, I'm not going to let that person stop me. I'm not going to let this stop me. I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm going to press forward. I'm going to keep moving forward. And that's empowerment. Like, self-care is also, for me, empowerment. Empowering yourself to know that you're better than whatever hurts you. You're better than anything that life can throw your way. Even the most damn thing, that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You got you. Self-care for me means you got you. You're not expecting people to lift you up. If they lift you up, it's a bonus. If somebody helps you, it's a bonus. If somebody compliments you, it's a bonus. If somebody finds you attractive, it's a bonus. It's not the end all be end all. It's not the end all be end all. Somebody likes you, it's not important. You see what I'm saying? It's the energy of like, what do I think about me? What do I love about me? And I love everything about me. I love everything about me. And that's why I'm putting my health first. And more so now, I stay away from stressful situations. I stay away from negative people. I stay away from people who always have something slick to say. You see what I'm saying? They always have some kind of dirty energy. Not to sound funny, but like, people be like that, They're always trapped in something lower vibrational. They don't want to grow. They always have this victim attitude. They always want to blame somebody else. It's like, take responsibility, Things can happen in your life, but you got to take responsibility, bro. You got to take responsibility. And as soon as you take responsibility, you're in this energy where like, you can see things more clear. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't see things clear until you really sit down with something and you ask yourself the tough questions and say, okay, why is this happening? Why is that happening? Or how could this been a little bit better or a little bit different? Or, what do I want to do different tomorrow? Maybe something in your day, you want to do something, but you didn't get to do it because maybe you were lazy or whatever. Like, you're caring enough about your own life, your own energy to ask those tough questions and to not be afraid of that, and to say, okay, how can I make this different? How can I improve? And the key thing is not improving for other people. It's about improving for yourself. So I could say so much more, you all, but yes, I just want to end the video on that note, because I want to go exercise some more. And this today is actually very beautiful. I think I picked the perfect day to come out here. It's very beautiful out here. It's so sunny I can't even see my face. Oh, I can't even see my face, y'all. So it's so hot out here. It's so hot out here. Oh my goodness gracious. But this little log thing right here, I've been resting my arm on that this whole video. This whole video, y'all, have been like this, like the whole time. But yeah, in closing, another point of self-care is doing the work for yourself and not for others' appeasement, others' approval, trying to have somebody accept you or see you. People who see you are gonna see you. People who love you are gonna love you. People who want to see you do well and succeed in life are gonna want to see you do well and succeed in life. There's nothing that you need to force or try to drum up, is what I would say. Self-care is about being able to be there for yourself. Be there for yourself. Be there for yourself. Morning, noon, and night. And whatever that means, which means you taking into account what you want to do with your life, what you want to do with your time, and who you want to be, most importantly, who you want to be in life. You know, do you ever stop and ask yourself, who do you want to be? You know, or even more so, do you ever stop and ask yourself, who are you? You know, and you know, have you lived one of your dreams yet? Have you dreamed of late? Do you dream anymore about you know, what you want to do in your life? It's about putting the focus back on you, you know, and taking your focus off of what's happening in the world. Right now, it's very easy for people to get caught up in what's happening, you know, war and all this stuff, the economy collapsing, high prices. It's very easy for people right now to be negative, to be depressed, and I don't blame them. You know, people that are angry at the world and are depressed, I don't blame them. But at the same time, a part of self-care is allowing yourself to feel that hate, allowing yourself to feel that anger, whatever those emotions are. You see what I'm saying? And because you want to feel pure in your heart, you want to feel room in your heart to breathe, to be happy. You know, you acknowledge it, you don't dismiss it, and then you let it go. You let it go. So at the same time, if there is negative emotions that you are exhibiting or feeling, that's fine. And a part of self-care is feeling those things, letting it come to the surface, you know, especially like a perfect example is crying. Crying is so healing, you know, crying is so healing. And you know, if you're ever in a spot where you can't cry, you know, be aware of that. You know, I mean, I've been there where you just can't feel anything out of your, you can't cry. That's a block, you know. So it's just about honoring the season you're in. Self-care for me right now means honoring the season you're in and not wanting to be anywhere else but where you are in the present moment, and improving every day. So thank you all for watching. The sun is beating down. Face shine upon me. It's bright, and I'll walk with you all for a little bit more before I get out of my stream. I feel like I'm in the Jungle Book right now. This is so pretty. This is what I was telling you all about. You see that little white fence right there? Let me zoom in. I can't even see my camera because it's so hot. That little white fence. From afar, it looks like it could be like a bridge. I don't know what that is. I just think it's a fence. Yeah, it's just a fence. But anyway, so like I said, there's so many more examples. Oh, it's hot. There's so much more that I could say on this topic, but for now, for those who wanted more of a detailed definition of what self-care means to me and what self-care is in general, those are just some examples. Self-care means that you are not putting yourself last. You're acknowledging how you feel. You're acknowledging where you need to heal. You're acknowledging where you need to grow. And you're taking responsibility. And you're present. You're showing up every day for yourself. And when you show up every day for yourself, your family, your friends, your coworkers, you know, all types of people in your life will benefit. It's a bonus, really. It's a bonus. So thank you all for watching. Feel free to subscribe and like. And if you know anybody right now who's going through a transition in their life, you know, they're moving, or, you know, they're improving themselves, whatever, you can share the video with them. Okay, bye. Ooh, my hair. Let me fix my hair real quick. Actually, one second, you all. I'm gonna sit on the bench. I'm gonna close the video. Walk for a little bit more on camera. This makes me want to go on vacation. For those who were live in this video with me, I feel like we should all go on vacation. Oh my God. But I have been spending a lot of time in nature. Oh, that spider. I've really been taking a lot of time of late to get some fresh air. And it's been a lot. So it's been great. It's been Gucci, you all. Okay, I'm gonna sign off now. Bye.